This is going to be a first look at the Sig Sauer Kilo6k HDX Generation 2 binoculars. I didn't see any reviews for them online yet. Thought I would share my observations. The weight of mine are 785 grams, but then when I put the rubber covers on them, it was about 830 grams. The outside texture of these things is kind of rubbery-ish. I do find it pretty comfortable to hold. The color is pretty interesting. I found it kind of hard to guess what color it would be in real life when looking at online photos. So it's kind of more of a OD green, but as you'll see in the video, it definitely can kind of like change shades of color depending on the lighting. I definitely think it looks as close to OD green as it can about 2 hours before sunset. I did notice a variation in twist on all the knobs on these binoculars. They've got like a different amount of pressure that's needed to turn each one. I would have assumed that they would have been similar across the board, but the diopter is pretty stiff and the focus knob is like a medium amount of pressure needed to twist it. And the display focus for your electronic display, it's pretty light and easy to turn. The eye cups have kind of a regular feel, except that they have a soft detent kind of catch to them. It's not ultra precise. My tripod mount knob was constantly coming loose, and it actually fell out once at home, so put a little bit of blue Loctite on it, just a dab, and even then it came loose twice while filming these clips. So what I did was I grabbed a Gatorade bottle and my pocket knife and I carved a thin little plastic washer. Been super snug ever since. It doesn't twist when you fold open or close the binoculars, so that problem's solved. You just need a really thin washer to elevate the knob so that the outside edges of it clear the texture of the binoculars. The buttons are nice to push on this thing, although it might be difficult with winter gloves on. The eye cups are comfortable enough. They could be a thinner bezel for someone like me with close eyes and a thick-ish nose. I have to run the binoculars almost fully closed, and it slightly pinches my nose, although it's much better than other eye cups on my Nikon binoculars. I messed around and found that the eye cups are reverse threaded to install and uninstall, so this is kind of nice because you won't actually loosen the threads and accidentally loosen an eye cup when you're turning them out. When it comes to actually using them and looking through the lenses, I found the eye relief to be forgettable, so that's good. It's nothing special. One lens has a slightly different shade than the other. The color difference between the eyes, it's certainly there, but it goes away as your brain melds the two images together. It's pretty apparent when you look at the blue sky. I've been using these for a couple of months now, and I kind of forgot about that after the first, 2 weeks of use. I don't even notice it anymore. When it comes to the internal menu, it's pretty easy to cycle through, and it's actually pretty intuitive. This menu is pretty nice, pretty basic, and yet it still offers enough adjustability that you're not really lacking options when you don't have a cell phone on hand. Display brightness. At first, the auto setting for display brightness didn't work as well as I thought it would, but it does actually work pretty good when you're not in shaded cover. So if you're in shade, it will dim the display a lot more than the target you might be ranging out in the sun. You might have to switch to manual if you find yourself sitting in some dark shade, like a blind, or maybe your range is really shaded or something. Clarity on these is much better than my Nikons, especially at 5 kilometers. It's quite noticeable. The focus range can clear up the image from like super close to really far. I was impressed by that. I can actually do without the zoom of my Nikons at 16 power, because the clarity on these 10 power binoculars more than makes up for that. I actually get better clarity and a wider range of view, so that's a double win. My brother says there's a little bit more clarity to these than his binoculars, but I don't really notice it. That could be the lens coating, because his have the first gen with a heavier blue tint, And even though these have a slightly blue tint on one eye, your brain kind of melds it together and gives you a more true to life image. It could be that my brother's just noticing extra light from larger lenses. We struggled to really nail down the exact reason for that. The operation of the binos. The ranging speed is good and quick, really fast. I was able to range 5,505 yards at car rooftops and a billboard sign at dusk. I did have one issue with the operation of these binoculars for the first little bit. A slightly wrong dial-up calculation at the range for a 550-yard shot. When I went into the HDX app, I could see the binoculars were giving me ranges for negative 18 degrees Celsius, but I needed positive 20 degrees Celsius because that's what we were shooting in. That gave me a dial-up that was off by 2 or 4 clicks on my scope, I believe. This issue seems to be resolved after I ran an update through the HDX app and that ported it to my binos. That was really simple. I've been able to verify over the last month that the update seems to have resolved defaulting to negative 18 degrees Celsius without pairing them to the app, because that's what I used to have to do to get them to the right temperature. And now they'll read the correct ambient temperature, so that's nice. I can trust them. After the improvements I've seen over my Nikons, I would definitely buy these again. They're pretty sick. I don't know, I really like these things. Thanks for checking out the video.